It's absolutely shocking that The Climb Back received no Grammy nominations whatsoever. Huge snub there. And I love J. Cole's hunger on this song. Like this
Yeah.
just brought me back to, 2014 Forest Hills Drive, where he's hungry to prove his worth as a lyrical MC again. And he actually wrote an essay in the Players Tribune this year where he said how he hasn't felt the hunger he feels right now, since maybe 2016. And he said that hunger wasn't there with KOD. So it's great to see him back in his lyrical bag. It's great to see him try to prove something once again. And I think that this song is further evidence that you can't touch J. Cole's rapping abilities just because he is a top 10 rapper right now, maybe even top 5.
No, most definitely. And he's incredible. Like the way he's able to use his flow, able to use his delivery and still deliver these witty, clever bars while, keeping this beautiful insight without overcomplicating is absolutely mind-blowing, because I don't know any MC that's able to do that. And, people knock 2018 KOD. We had a similar conversation with Colin from Team Dreeville on our first episode, and we all agreed that KOD was actually a fantastic project. It's maybe not his strongest. And
I want to ask Joey about that after.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Joey about KOD after this, but conceptually, there was not an album maybe in that league that year, and I don't know. Like I would have to go back. I
would say
swimming,
yeah.
swimming too. Maybe Care for Me as well, but it was definitely up there.
It was definitely.
It was up there. Maybe not as quality as a project, but conceptually and the sort of cinematic value that you got from it, it was there. So Joey, I'm gonna ask you about KOD, dude. How do you feel about it? Because there is so many mixed receptions about it.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I think the mixed reception comes from Cole trying something different. I think this album was outside of his comfort zone. He experimented with some trap sounds. His approach on this album was to take the sounds that a lot of up and coming rappers were using, like basically take the popular generic sound and put his own spin on it, while like not preaching, but like giving a narrative to this younger generation, giving advice to the younger generation about, the dangers of drugs and other addictions like social media and power. So I think it's a really good project. I think people are going to dislike it because it's different and it's not vintage Cole, but I think it's a good thing. I welcome the change. The title track KOD sounds very different than what Cole has done in the past, but it has some of his best rapping ever. It's got a good message. The whole project has a really good message, and I think people just get lost in the notion that like, oh, he's preaching. I don't like that he's like telling me what to do, but that's not it. Like a lot of people need to hear this shit. Like I see people on Twitter every day saying like, this album saved my life. Like I was addicted to this. I like was getting into this drug and I, listened to this album. I decided not to. Like it might be corny to one person, but it might be a lifesaver to another. So it has, a few of my favorite Cole songs on it, and I think it's a dope project, but just like a little different than what he's done in the past.
Yeah, it was definitely a really important album to a lot of people. I want to end off by asking you guys this. Do you think The Fall Off will be Cole's final album?
Oh, okay, I'm going to start this off. I think so, but I don't think he's going to stop making music completely. I just think at this point in his career, even if he was to leave us with one more classic, like one more album, that compares to 2014 or that compares to For Your Eyes Only, there's nothing left for him to do. Like, he could continue making music, he could go down that lane, but I don't picture Cole that way because he's such a calculated dude, and I don't see him taking, let's say, the Eminem route and releasing albums that are past and overdue, I don't want him to deliver like that. What I would want him to do, and this is selfish of me, is to release The Fall Off and just completely concentrate on Dreamville, because there is so much talent and so much raw talent on Dreamville that could be transformed into something absolutely incredible. And that's what I want. I want him to give that experience, give that knowledge to his people that he's probably already doing. Who the fuck am I kidding? But it's going to be so nice for him to see him retire as a grandfather and just, watch his grandchildren be able to, flourish and do their own thing in the music industry. And why is because I've been following this guy for 10 years now. I saw how hungry he was on his mixtapes. I saw the highs of his career. I saw the lows of his career. And now it's kind of like this would be the perfect way to ride off in the sunset for him. So, that's my take on it. How about you, Joey? Do you want this to be his last album, let's say, or do you think it is going to be it?
So I think that's a really good take that he'll finish this and just focus on Dreamville. I think that's a really smart move. But what I could see him doing is coming back after a big break. So maybe he takes 5-10 years off, and I could see him coming back and making more music. Because I think we're in an age where like all these older, mature rappers are releasing projects from like a different stage of their life, but it's like really quality. Like we've seen that with Black Thought, we've seen that with Nas, we've seen that with Jay-Z, 444. So like these rappers are continuously showing us that they can still rap at a high level into their 50s. So I don't see why J. Cole and Kendrick can't continue that trend, but we'll see. Like you said, like Eminem has put out some lackluster projects since getting older, so that's always a big worry. But I have faith that like J. Cole would be smart about it and like would retire if he felt like he didn't have anything to give us, or would keep going if he felt like he did.
Yeah, I'm just really excited to see what Cole brings for us on the fall off, and I think that there is a slight hope that it comes this year, but it'll probably come 2021 to be honest.
Yeah, if he's smart, he really rolls us out right and he cashes out on everything because people are hungry to hear him. And The Climb Back was the perfect narrative for that because every single Cole fan tuned in for that. And you guys could see that the demand for J. Cole is as high as ever. And if he's going to release another project, it is going to be quality.